Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We would like to welcome you to today's OSFL broadcast on Saultsports TV and True North Sports Radio. We're here at Superior Heights Field in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, and we're brought to you today by TDSS Consulting. My name's Tony Bonifero, joined alongside Johnny Bouge for the game one of the season between the Sault Sabercats and Peterborough Wolverines. John, what are we expecting here today, man? First game of the season. Excited to be here with you. You know, Sault Sabercats obviously have some high expectations going into this season. Peterborough, off to a little bit of a rough start this season, but played two really good teams early on. Just what are your expectations here coming into this afternoon's game?
Well, that's the fun thing about opening week, especially at the junior varsity level. We really don't know what to expect. This is the first time we've seen this collection of young men together at home. For the Sabercats side, they've only had one game. They were down south. They tied 6-6 in their opening game against, I believe, Clarington, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot to be a lot to be seen yet here today. We don't know who the stars of this team are going to be this summer. We don't really know a lot about what type of system we can expect, and I think that's the intrigue of opening day, especially with this age group. We really haven't seen these guys become the key players on a Sabercats team yet till now.
Yeah, and this is Peterborough's third game of the season. Contrast that with the Sault Sabercats. This will be their first game of the season because, again, first game was a tie. And again, Peterborough played two really strong teams, right? They came out, they played the Toronto Junior Argos, had a 35-16 loss in that one, and then had a tough game last week against Quinte. And, better performance there, 24-8. So, Peterborough slowly making improvements here, and again, played two really good teams early on. So it'll be a good test here for the Sabercats. Again, we talked about, the strength of this Sabercats team is definitely on the defensive side of the ball. Outstanding defensive players all across the board, which we'll talk a lot about here. And offensively, they do have a lot of firepower as well. So absolutely beautiful day here. And game one of it's football day here in Sault Ste. Marie. There's three games on today.
Yeah, not a
And
traditional triple header today, unfortunately, though. Yeah, 4:30 is the start time for the U16 Sabercats here today. I believe 7:30 is the start time for the varsity game. So, back-to-back games here at Superior Heights Field. Steelers will be playing at the same time at 7 p.m. across town at Rocky DiPietro Field. Normally, our football days in Sault Ste. Marie is a triple header, but scheduling conflicts with the field and with the away teams led it to be a little bit different here today.
yeah, we're going to get off to a little bit of an early start here. Sorry about that. We were just talking to head official Jim Corelli, who is going to be doing the scoreboard here today. So, Jim's a ref who's been around for a long time, and there's a nice kick, short kick up the middle there. Good return by Peterborough. I believe that was, looked like, I thought it was number 8, but I have a hard time believing that'd be their quarterback.
Looks like number 0.
0?
Isaac
Okay,
Kennedy.
Isaac Kennedy. That makes a little more sense. Isaac Kennedy, he returns it. So, Peterborough Wolverines will start off first down and 10 from their own 49-yard line, going right to left on your radio dial. Peterborough comes out. Three receivers lined up to the left. Shotgun by Porter. Motion to the right. Porter, he takes the snap. Porter looks to pass. Porter with a quick release to the outside. Nice catch by number 4, Parker Vivian. He's brought down hard on the outside. Tough to see the numbers here, but that might be Cochamilio. I'm not too sure. Who do you did you see who that was? Or?
No, I was looking at the player who was down after the play, but it's interesting to watch how teams kind of test each other out the first time they face each other, especially when the roster is different every year at this age.
Yeah, no question.
Quick little screen pass to get it started and trying to feel out this defense.
We'll be back in a couple minutes' time here. We always take a break on injuries, so we'll be back in a couple minutes. Thanks. Welcome back to Superior Heights Field here in Sault Ste. Marie. Jackson Burt getting helped off the field, which is a good sign. So Peterborough with the pass completion. It was Mason Mazuka stopped on the outside there. So they picked up 2 yards on that quick pass. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Wolverines. Porter again in the gun. 2 receivers motion to the left. Porter takes the snap. He pitches it to the running back, number 81, Quentin Brooks, and he gets stuffed by, didn't see the number there. Boosh, did you see who made that stop?
No, I did see who got in there, though. I think it was Mason DeRocher, who came off the edge playing contain. Maybe it was number 5, but I don't see, or sorry, Luke Cady maybe, number 5.
Luke Cady, the league MVP and junior from this past season.
But what a great job shutting that edge down and forcing inside to his help.
The Wolverines off to punt. Number 6, Martino Cochamilio back to receive the punt. Nice kick there. Koch takes it. Oh, bounces off his hand, picks it back up. And if you give him some space, he's going to be tough to slow down. And Koch gets to the outside. And Koch has one man to beat. A nice tackle by Hunter Thompson. There is 2 flags on the play now.
Yeah, and you wonder if these are going to offset where it is on the field, the original flag. Maybe it's going to be holding on the returning team, but it looked like a late hit on the sideline as well by Peterborough.
So that was a nice punt there by Peterborough, but Koch did a remarkable job of picking that one up. Went to the wide side of the field, and he's lightning fast. So as soon as he gets moving.
Yeah, and the great thing about Cochamilio, he had a ton of playing time in junior last year as a grade 9. Most players panic when the ball goes through their hands on return like that, but he was able to bring it upfield grade 10. But he brings some veteran experience to this team, and it shows right there. Special teams is a nerve-wracking time to be on the field, especially as a return man. You're all alone, you touch the ball, and all of a sudden it's live game. 100%. Great job to turn that into a big chunk play.
Yeah, and he's got a great boot, too. I'm not sure who the punter is for this junior Sabercats team, but again, we've talked about it all season. This team does not lack talent. I mean, you look across the board on defense, and you can make an argument this is one of the best defenses that a junior Sabercats team has had in the history of this franchise. That's how good these guys are and can be. So, and the scary thing is, they are a young defense. There's quite a few grade 9s that are starting on this team. So, again, outstanding job, and yeah, it's going to be exciting to watch them. Either way, penalties were against the Sabercats, but I believe it was after. So it is going to be 1st down for the Sabercats. The difference is that's going to be,
25,
30 yards and if not more.
Yeah, I wonder if it's from a spot foul and then the second penalty added on to the spot. First chance to see the Sabercats offense here today. It sounds like it's going to be Adam Provenzano at quarterback, just because Landon Chariot had been away all week for other sporting commitments. So definitely some athleticism there at the quarterback position.
Regan DeSordo's not starting there either? Or?
I think it was another case of not being. So maybe he's the one who was away for other sporting commitments.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was at NASA there. So Provenzano at quarterback. Provenzano, he hands it off. Looked like Caleb Layton in there with a short gain. Layton picks up 1 yard. Yeah, I mean, Provenzano is an unbelievable athlete, one of the best runners of the football in this city. So, not a bad idea having him at quarterback if you need somebody. Provenzano, again, takes the snap. He throws to the outside. It's completed. I believe that's Vin Sagal with the ball on the outside. And Sagal with a nice little catch and run there. And Vin gets close to a first down. It's going to be 3rd and less than 1 there.
And I think that was Simon McLean out wide who had the block on that screen. Did a great job giving an edge to his teammate. Got an extra couple yards out of it.
Nice play there by Provenzano. Beautiful throw. Nice throw and catch early on. Provenzano lines up. Motions left. Oh, the snap's high. Provenzano picks it up. And what a stop by the defense of Peterborough, led by, trying to see that number on the outside. Looked like 18, Milo Newens.
Well, look, if you're the Sabercats, it's going to be a turnover down zone anyways. You're happy you have an athlete there, a quarterback like Provenzano, who was able to get up and react, keep that ball near the line of scrimmage, because that could have been a big disaster for that offense on that last play.
Yeah, no question. So this Sabercats defense in tough here early as Peterborough starts off 1st down and 10 from the Sabercats 39-yard line. Michael Porter at the quarterback. Porter takes the snap, hands it off right up the middle, and he's stuffed. Quentin Brooks. Deegan Desjardins with the stop.
Yeah, this D-line's definitely one of the anchors of this entire team. Just talent loaded and some good depth, as we were talking about when we were off mic there as well. Deegan Desjardins gets loose and meets him right behind the line of scrimmage, just smacks him on the handoff.
Porter, again, 2 receivers to his left. Bevan motions to his left. He takes it. He looks to his left. Nothing there. He scrambles. He's got pressure. He just throws it away. Nice pressure on the play by Ian D'Angelo, who didn't allow Porter to get anything set up, and terrific coverage as well on the defense, or by the defense, sorry. So it'll be 3rd down.
How about that little Ben Roethlisberger pump fake?
Yeah,
there,
I
though?
know.
Hey, not
yeah.
a lot of guys have hands big enough to hang onto the ball when you do that.
On to punt here is the Wolverines. I apologize. It's tough to see these jersey numbers. That looks like Kennedy, and Kennedy with a beautiful boot to the right. Oh man, what a coffin corner that was, as he pins them inside the 2-yard line. What a kick.
Well, what a weapon it is to have.
Oh.
When you're a coach, you appreciate a good punter and how they can flip the field, and in this case, pin the other team on the opposite end of the field. We know that offense is the thing that the Sabercats have been working on, trying to get it going here early in the season. And now they have as about as long of a field as you can have to start a drive.
Yeah, again, tough position here. And it didn't take long. We got Regan out there now, Regan DeSordo, who is an unbelievable talent at the quarterback position here for the Sabercats. He takes the snap and he hands it off, and there's Provenzano, gets to the outside, and Provenzano takes it up the sidelines. Great tackle. What an effort there by number 37, Maximus Yatsma, with a touchdown saving tackle. But what a run there by Prov.
Yeah, and big benefit to have that quarterback available. The starter, obviously we mentioned, wasn't starting the first series just because he was away all week for practice, and it was more so making sure that Provenzano was rewarded for his time in practice as well. But what a weapon it is to be able to move Provenzano back to that running back position. We saw what he did for you in the city finals for junior last year.
Absolutely.
Absolute weapon in the backfield.
DeSordo takes it. High snap, and it's taken. What a stop there. What a play by number, is that 69, I believe? Jacob Harwood with a great little tackle there. And we got a player down. That looks like Caleb Leighton after with a good run. Good hard run there by Caleb. Caleb's one of the toughest kids in this city. And, let's hope it's just a little stinger. We'll be back in a couple minutes' time. Caleb's just getting helped off the field there. Let's hope it's nothing too serious. So again, getting the play here from the sidelines. We got second down and 3. Or sorry, second down and 7 the other way. DeZordo. 2 receivers lined up to his right, 3 to his left. And we got a flag here. I'm not sure if the wide receiver flinched as well. Oh, no, they didn't. They're going to call it against Peterborough, I believe.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see what the call is, but yeah. Oh, they're calling it on the Sabercats. False start on the Cats as it looked like the wide receiver jumped.
I think it might have been the left tackle, actually.
Yeah.
I think they jumped when the D-line got back into position.
Either way, second down and 13. Regan from the gun. He's got Provenzano lined up to his right. 3 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Regan takes the snap. He looks. He throws deep to Caldma. And that was a nice throw and, nice play there. The defender, James Moore came over. I didn't think that was a dirty play at all. I think he was just kind of running towards the ball, and Caldma almost ran into him a little bit. But either way, great defense there by the Wolverines. Nice throw there. Starting to get a little windy here too, so we'll see if the wind has an impact. Either way, the Sabercats will be punting.
Yeah, you'd probably like to see your wide receiver on that slit maybe get a little bit wider out or have an outside release. But to your point, what a great hit by James Moore. Hit him square in the chest, didn't make any contact with the head. That's an old school safety finisher right there.
Mason Mazuka on to kick here for the Sabercats. Mazuka has has a bomb of a leg as well. That wind, though, is howling right to left. Yeah, jeez.
The timing on that, too, was ridiculous.
Jeez, he booted that one, and then we watched that ball, and it just stopped in the middle of the air.
I mean, it's been gusty since we got here, but not like it was as soon as that ball left his foot. And it's still going in a second.
So it'll be first down and 10 for the Wolverines. Again, their second possession starting off in the Sabercats zone. They'll be starting off on the Sabercats 40-yard line. Defenses have really been the talk and the story here early in this game. As you would sort of expect, I guess, for an early season game here as well. Porter lines up. He's got Levesque next to him. 2 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. Porter takes the snap. Nice protection inside. And he just throws it up. And nice defense on the play. That was intended for Isaac Kennedy.
Yeah. You know what? Decent job there by the O-line. There was a lot of pressure sent by the Sabercats on that play, and the interior O-line held up. Well, it was the outside pressure that forced the quarterback to escape, but that's just a numbers game that causes that to happen.
Couldn't agree more. I mean, that's why I said, great pressure. The Sabercats looked like they ran, close to an all-out blitz there up the middle, and they did. The O-line did a great job of sealing that in, right, and doing a good job, and nice job by Porter to get to the outside. We have another man down, so we'll be back in a couple minutes' time. Nice to see Kennedy able to walk off on his own power there. I think that's Kennedy. We apologize to Peterborough viewers. It's tough to see these numbers on the outside. Yeah, Isaac Kennedy's walking off. And also, if we do mispronounce a name or something, just let us know in the chat, and we'll definitely correct it.
Yeah, we hope Isaac's okay. He seems like he's a key player for this Peterborough team on special teams and on offense. So
He's
hoping it's just a stinger.
gripping his arm, so we'll see. Michael Porter now back again. Porter looks, takes the snap, hands it up the middle. Another nice stop there on the inside by number 91, Mason Romani.
Yeah, so far we've seen good contain from the Sabercats defense, funneling any playmakers out of the backfield back towards the help. We talked about it before. You've mentioned it a couple times already here today, just the depth and the star power at almost every position on this defense. That's certainly going to be their strength. The question is, can the offense help them out?
Mason Romani recently named to Team Ontario, which was a huge accomplishment, along with his D tackle partner, who we'll talk about here in a bit. Peterborough motions, two receivers to the right. Fake pitch. He looks to throw deep. He's got a man. And it's caught down inside the 5-yard line by Parker Vivian.
Well, great job there. First on the fake by Porter, but then to step into that throw into the pocket, hitting this guy in stride. The defense caught, not expecting the ball maybe to get over their heads quite like that. I think they're going to have to adjust their expectations of Porter's arm.
Yeah, what a catch by Parker Vivian, too. Unbelievable job. Now Peterborough lines up inside the 5-yard line. Oh, they got a tush-push look here, it looks. And they're trying, they tried a little trickery to the outside, and that did not work as that's swallowed up. Led by number 8, Simon McLean, and I believe that's 41 on the outside again, Mason Mizuka. Smart play by the defense.
Yeah, and see, I like having a player like that in your offensive playbook, but maybe that's something that you set up by actually running a tush push or a QB sneak a couple of times with success, or even not successfully, just making the defense believe that the actual look is what they're going to get.
Second down and goal for the Wolverines. Porter from the gun. Porter takes the snap, hands it up the middle again. And there's a run hard up the middle, and he's inside the 5-yard line, and he gets crushed.
That was Ashton
by
Neufeld.
Ashton Neufeld.
Yeah, what a hit. Sees him coming around the edge, and then you can't square up a tackle any better than that one, and ended up saving a touchdown on that play.
Yeah, that's not a surprise. That's a name, Ashton Neufeld, we're going to call a whole lot this season, as he is a stud in that middle. Porter, third down and 3. The Wolverines are going for it. Porter takes the snap. He looks right. He's got pressure, but Porter gets to the outside, and Porter's in for the touchdown. What a run by Porter.
Yeah, that wasn't necessarily play design. That was the quarterback using his athletic ability to escape the pocket and taking the space that was offered. It looked like it was maybe number 55. No, sorry. Matteo DeLuzio, maybe. I couldn't see who had the pressure on him at first, but Porter breaks contain and just uses his legs to get the rest of the play finished.
Yeah, beautiful run there. I mean, sometimes you just got to make a play, and the defense definitely lost contain there. So the Wolverines jump out to the 6-0 lead, and it looks like Porter doubles as their kicker. Michael Porter snaps good, holds good, and the kick is good. So with 3:35 to play here in the first quarter, the Wolverines jump out to a 7-0 lead.
I was just noticing, Tony, we're starting to see the Guardian caps start to find their way into youth football here now,
I know.
eh?
I love it. Yeah. I mean, you know what? It's whatever makes people feel more comfortable, and
whatever gets kids signing up for the game.
100%, right? Like, helmets and regulations and the way the game is taught and things like that, as you know, is completely different than it was, 10 years ago, let alone 10 years ago, right? And there's nothing wrong with promoting a little extra safety, right? Because again, it is a hard-hitting game, right? And any little bit of protection will definitely help.
Well, and it speaks highly of the NFL players and the CFL players that were comfortable setting that precedent, that standard too, right? With the kids this age, when they see the pros doing it, it makes it a little easier to accept going outside of what's been the norm for a long time. I think there's a lot of star players in the NFL right now. I think of Romeo Doubs specifically. He has the bright yellow one for the Green Bay Packers.
Here goes the Wolverines. They're going to kick off. Back to return is, I believe that's Dom Bishop.
Looks like Dylan Dewar back there as
And
well.
Dewar as well. Their coaches are telling them to move up, expecting a short kick.
Well, it's not Isaac Kennedy that's out there anymore kicking off.
Yeah.
So
And another short kick, as we called it. Oh, and it went off the hand of the Vin Sagal. Went for the ball. It went off of his hands, and it falls right into the hands. What an effort by number 23, Lucas Cornish. He picks up the football, and it's going to be first down and 10 for the Wolverines.
well, sometimes things just work out for you, and if you're Peterborough, you're feeling that way right now. You lose your star special teams player to injury. Ask a backup to come in. They do a little chip shot, but sometimes, especially at these younger age groups for football, things not go into plan and a little chaos ends up actually being harder to play. So a little bit of a unexpected situation there for that front line of the kickoff return leads to Peterborough getting the ball back.
Yeah, and this defense has been on the field a whole lot so far in this first quarter. So it's a hot day too, so hopefully fatigue doesn't really set in. Porter now, again in the gun. Boys, motions to the left. Another handoff right up the middle. And nice stop there by Romani after a gain of 11 yards. Another nice run. I believe that is that number. Is that 16 running? Yeah, that's Josh McFadden. That's McFadden's best run of the day.
Yeah, and it's also the best push we've seen on the offensive line from this Peterborough team. We've seen them have some, good moments in the pass protection so far. We haven't really seen them get much going on the ground. If you're a fan of the Peterborough Wolverines, that's a good first sign.
Porter, again, in the gun. Two receivers motion to the left. Another handoff to McFadden. And McFadden is taken down from behind. Great effort there by number, I believe that's 99,
Yeah.
Deegan Desjardins.
Well, we're going to talk about it a lot today, this D-line, and you've coached some of these guys at the Sioux Minor level and at St. Mary's. It's a pretty star-studded D-line. They're going to get some penetration, especially in that run game today. And already it puts Peterborough back in a third medium spot.
Third down and 4 for Peterborough. Porter, again in the gun. Porter takes the snap. He looks to his right. Porter throws up the middle. Lots of flags on the play, but it's intercepted by Cochamilio. Cochamilio with the nice return there, but we'll have to see what the flag is.
Yeah, I'm guessing just based on where it's at on the field, that's going to be pass interference downfield. We'll see, though. Holding.
Yeah, we'll have to see. It's at an interesting spot. I don't know if it would be illegal contact or what that call would be.
Well, if it's before the ball was in the air, it will be holding. If it's after and it's interference. But that's another great pocket we've seen from this O-line. You look at them out there, they have some smaller guys on that O-line. They don't look that big compared to the Steelers or the Sabercats D-line. Not a lot of O-lines are going to look big compared to these guys, but they've done a great job creating a pocket in the middle for Porter to step into on a couple of occasions here now.
So that's a holding call, you're right, against the Sabercats. That takes the interception off the board by Cochamilio, and it's first down and 10 for the Wolverines, and they are on the Sabercats 22-yard line, it looks like.
Yeah, and the holding significant because it's a spot foul instead of automatic 15 and a first, so they actually got a little bit of extra yardage out of that penalty.
We got a timeout here called by the Wolverines. John, you want to take a second and thank our sponsors?
Yeah, we'll get to a few of them here while we have a chance. Today's sponsors are stream brought to you by Cosmos Cleaning and Maintenance, TDS Consulting, Mama Cass Cheesecakes, Steve Resk and Matthew Lance of Royal LePage, Northern Advantage, Dance Core Incorporated, GLM Homes, and Freeze Frame Photos, our friend Bob Davies.
So we'll see here what the Wolverines decide to draw up. And again, the Sabercats, you know, there's definitely going to be, you can see it, right? A little bit of kind of getting to know each other, figure out how to, a lot of these guys, it's their first time playing together. You know, you expected a little bit of rust here early on by them. But again, this defense has been on the field a lot so far here today. And if you're the coaching staff of the Wolverines, you got to be happy with that. Porter now, again, in the gun. Porter takes it, fakes it up the middle, and it's a sweep to the outside. A nice run there by number 88. He just sheds tackles left and right. Fox Theobald, what a run as he takes it down inside the 10-yard line. And it looks like he took a shot there as Fox was bouncing off tackles left and right. And he's down. We'll be back in a couple minutes' time here from Superior Heights and Sault Ste. Marie. Nice to see Fox being able to walk off on his own power after that big run. That was, 17 yards?
Yeah, and another first down for Peterborough here. Good news for mom and dad if they're watching on this stream. Looks like Fox just had his wind knocked out of him a bit. The old hands above the head type of treatment was all that was called for. But yeah, this offense seems to have something going here. They've isolated a couple of things that worked. Now it's just a matter of seeing if the Sabercats staff can make their adjustments. Anytime you face a team early in the season, they're making changes from the film that you've seen, and it takes a bit to see what their game plan is going to be for you. So still plenty of football left.
First down and goal here for the Wolverines. 1:16 remaining in the first quarter. Porter again from the gun. Porter fakes it. Porter rolls to his right. He looks. And what a play there by Ashton Neufeld. My goodness. What wheels as he took that away right from Graydon Boys.
Yeah, and also great job by Connor Williamson. Initially, it looked like he lost contain, but he was able to adjust his angle and get back in a place where Porter couldn't start working his way upfield. Had to throw off his back foot on the run across body, so made for a tough throw, and it gave Ashton Neufeld that time to get over there and in front of the pass.
Here comes Porter again. Porter. Two receivers lined up to his right, two to his left as usual. Levesque, it looks like, lined up to his right. McFadden behind him. He takes it, he fakes it. Oh, and he throws it out. And what a play by Mason Romani. My goodness. Josh McFadden made a heck of a catch. And you know what? Credit Porter, because if you didn't put that height on that, Romani would have picked that one off. But what a play by the grade 9 athlete.
Yeah, you can see Porter adjust mid-throw, knowing he had to put a little bit of air under it to keep it from being intercepted. But when your D lineman is chasing down a play from behind like that in open space, that's a big play from a big man.
So it looks like they're going to keep the offense out there. Porter, again, in the gun. This will be the last play of the quarter. Porter takes it. He looks to his left. Oh, and he takes off, and he's stuffed inside. Deegan Desjardins with a big hit there.
Yeah, you could argue he's been the best player on this defense here in the first quarter. He's made a couple of plays in and around the line of scrimmage, and that's a big one there as Porter has wheels. We've seen it already. Shuts down that drive at the end of the quarter.
What do you think of the play call to go for it there, Coach?
I mean, they've been aggressive right from the start. They've gone for 3 third downs here already. I feel like anytime they're on the Sabercats side of the field, especially with Isaac Kennedy injured, they're just going to go with the offense and see what they can muster.
I know I'm in the minority when it comes to this, but I'm a huge Rouge guy, right? So, in a game like this, up 7-0, I understand the idea, but that one extra point could be huge here in a game where it's going to be a defensive battle. It looks like. So, again, I never mind the aggressive call, but I'm a huge fan of the Rouge or even the field goal attempt and cover it, right?
Yeah, could be just a matter of Isaac Kennedy being the only guy who's gotten reps in practice
100%.
at special teams, right?
100%. DeSordo now lines up at Q. He's got 3 receivers lined up to his left. He's got 2 to his right. Dom motions to his right. And there's a handoff to Provenzano. And Provenzano takes it up the sidelines again. Provenzano's made something happen every time he's touched the ball here so far for the Sabercats.
Well, you know what? I know I'm the color commentator, but we were talking earlier about Provenzano. You coached him last fall in the junior championships that you won. Yep. NASA champions and city champs. Congrats again, by the way.
Thank you.
Tell us about Provenzano as that season went on, because that championship game here in the Sioux was one of the best performances I've ever seen.
We'll talk about that here in 1 sec as DeSordo again in the gun. DeSordo takes the snap. He hands it again to Provenzano, and Provenzano just continues his big game. And there's another massive run as he takes everybody forward. We were talking about him before the game, John, to your point. And, he started the season, a little bit slower, right? He was just kind of getting his feet wet again and figuring out how to play the running back position. And, by the time the season went on, he progressed more than arguably any player that I can remember. And he turned into an absolute stud. And, if there was an MVP for that final game, you could easily make the argument it could have been him, as he had a 4-touchdown performance, and he's just an outstanding young man. So love to see what he's doing out here, and love to see the just the progression that he's made. We do have a flag here on the play. That was what was that? Was that a hold or an offside?
Looks like a hold on the offense because they're going from the spot.
Sorry, John, you got to watch and get me talking about these kids. I know so many of them. I could talk about them all so much, even from other schools too, right? Like I look out there and there's so many of these kids that
I think that might have a part in being a play-by-play.
Exactly. DeSordo, again, from the gun, 1st down and 15. Provenzano lines up to his right. Regan takes it. Regan with a quick throw to the outside. Oh, what a block that was by number 9. My goodness, Jaron Caldma. What a block he laid. And that sprung Volpe for a gain of, what was that? A gain of 7, we'll call it. Gain of 8. That's a nice play there.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of quick screens by this offense so far. And the one thing I really like about this group of receivers is they're willing to get involved in the blocking game and make sure that their teammates are set up for success. If you're going to play the short game in the West Coast style offense, you need guys on the outside like that.
Provenzano again takes it up the middle. What a block that was by Dom Bishop. Holy cow, Dom. Dom is another unbelievable athlete. Dom is, he's not from here. He was born over in Africa and came over here, and he's been an unbelievable athlete here for the St. Mary's Knights and just been great all around. And he's one of the nicest, most polite, hardest working young men you'll ever meet too. So nice to see him out here doing this. As another handoff to Provenzano. What a job by this O-line. And Provenzano takes it all the way down inside the 10-yard line. My goodness, Joe. Prov's running hard, but this O-line is opening some holes.
Yeah, he's getting outside and off the edge untouched almost every play now. And whatever the adjustment was on offense, maybe the adjustment was let's just get a guy out there who can work in space. Provenzano, like we talked about, it's becoming a real fan favorite here in the Sioux because we all love a story of a guy who emerges in the junior ranks to become a star. And that whole story about his run last fall in the playoffs in NASA, it's continuing on into this season by the looks of it.
And you know what? Let's not kid ourselves. There's Lane Sayers on the right side of that offensive line,
Yeah,
and he
that's a
is.
big help.
Yeah. There's another quick screen to Vin on the outside, and he scores. There's a touchdown for the Sault Sabercats. Vin Volpe Segal.
Well, we talked about it earlier. Jared Colma had another great block there on that play. Literally pancaked this player out of bounds on that one. If you're going to run this short passing game and all of your players on the field are getting engaged in blocking and willing participants, you can get stuff moving with quick little short passes like that. And what a drive by the Sabercats after being very frustrated for the entire first quarter.
And it looks like the Cats are coming out in the swinging gate. We'll see what this is. Getting a little creative. There's DeZordo trying the one-on-one to Segal, and that's just like, oh, we got a flag, though.
Oh, it might have been a legal formation. They might not have had all the guys on the line that they needed, or maybe too many. That's the only trick, especially at this stage of running a trick play.
No, they're calling it against the Wolverines. Oh, hold on.
No, they're asking the
okay.
They're asking the coaching staff if they want to accept or not.
So they're calling it offside
on the defense. There we go.
No, he pointed to both sides. I'm not sure which. It looks like it was on the Sabercats.
Let's just let this play out before we keep guessing, because we're going to be wrong 3 times by the end of it. I mean, that's unfortunate if that's the case, because I love that play design. You get half the defense pulled over to the far side of the field, open up that slot area for the slant. It works to perfection on that play.
They're going to do it again. I mean, we'll see here. He looks. Oh, and he just throws it. Oh, it's a fumble, though. Or sorry, that's considered a lateral, a backwards pass, and he's in. Sorry, I say fumble, but that's considered a lateral if it was a backwards pass, and that's what the refs called on the field.
Yeah, they're going to have to talk with each other on this one, because that was pretty close. It looked like it might have been a forward pass, but we're not sure just yet. They're going to call it a touchdown.
Good. Yeah.
Well, we don't have the best angle in truth here. It's going to be tough for us to see the nuance of whether that was forward or backwards. But great IQ by Provenzano to pick that up and still run it in.
I don't know if this is giving them too much credit over there, but you know, I have seen a trick play just like that,
just
where they throw the ball. It literally we
freeze the defense.
We ran it at Western, so it was a play where we freeze the defense. Defense stops because they see the ball hit the ground, but it is a lateral, and then they pick it up and do exactly that. So again, I'm not sure if that was what happened there, but it was very similar.
What was the criteria to get that position on the receiving end? Had to play shortstop in your youth years?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, so true. Big 2-point convert there by the Sabercats, and they're going to be up 8-7.
So if I'm understanding it right, the original touchdown counted?
Yeah.
And then the yards were applied after?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Mazuka, if he can get that same wind that he kicked into earlier, you know, I would not be surprised to see this go through the end zone. He has an absolute boot when he gets a hold of one. Another
and that gust starts up as we talk about it again.
Oh, he didn't get a hold of it, but he's another great. That actually works out very well. Nice coverage down low, and what a hit there by Cachamilio on number 88. Nice to see Fox Theobald back out there for the Wolverines.
Well, the one thing I'm seeing from this Sabercats edition is that this group likes to hit. Yeah. They square up and they hit with confidence, and that's been a great bookmark here for this defense early on and on special teams. Now that the offense is rolling, hopefully that inspires the defense to get their win and continue to play aggressive like they did on those first couple of drives.
No question. So the Wolverines are going to take over first down and 10 from their own 27-yard line, going left to right with 9:22 to play here in the second quarter. Porter into the huddle. He calls the play. Porter in the gun. He's got 3 receivers lined up to his right. Now he's directing traffic,
here.
shifting them over to the strong side, and I'm not sure what's...
Oh, the linesman just adjusting the ball mark a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean a little bit.
Yeah. Porter, again at the gun. 3 receivers lined up to his left. ISO on the right side. There's the snap. He looks to the... He is going to the one-on-one coverage, and nice job by Mazuka. Blanket coverage there on Viven.
You know, I feel like when you watch Porter, you can tell that he's still in his development phase of his arm. He's still growing into his size as he gets into his later teenage years. But he definitely has been coached by somebody along the way that loves to work on quarterback mechanics, because I love when you see a kid his age look off a safety to try and open up the go route on the right.
I was thinking the same thing, man. How many, you don't see a lot of kids at this level who can look off for, safeties, right? And that was a beautiful play, but outstanding coverage by Muzz on the outside. So Porter again motions to the left, and Noof just comes right in the middle, and he almost, what a play to get that off, but great tackle by number 33, Russell Pine. He takes down number 81, Quentin Brooks. Russell Pine is another grade 9 player who, I mean, if you wanted to create a linebacker, he is an absolute monster on that defensive side of the ball. I mean, the thing about Russell Pine is he doesn't know what half speed is. He doesn't know what 70% is. Kids refuse to go against him in practice because he's 100% of the time. And he has such a future ahead of him. It's not even funny. Oh, and there's a directional punt, and that hits the ground. And it's picked up there by Pine. So that'll be a punt of about 8 yards.
Yeah, I keep coming back to it. Isaac Kennedy, I feel like, is a big loss for this team, because it definitely gives you a different vibe about this Peterborough special teams when they lose that key player who was their kicker, their punter, also a receiver on offense. We haven't really gotten a chance yet to see what kind of impact he had on that field.
Yeah.
But so far, it's definitely changed the dynamic of this game, because the field flipping is not happening for Peterborough after drives.
Yeah, big opportunity here again for the Knights, and give a shout out to that offensive line. They got Liberty on the right side. Okay, they got Lane Sayers on the right side. My goodness.
I think I know what side I'm going to run some more often.
Yeah, for sure. And there he goes. Oh, and Clark, I believe that's Clark with the keeper up the middle. And that's a big run there for Davion Clark, the grade 9 quarterback from Cora. Davian is one of those kids. He has so much potential and talent. He's relatively new to the quarterback position. In Sioux Minor, played a lot of running back. And the thing about Davian is he is growing. I feel like he's growing a foot in about a year. Okay, he has just skyrocketed. And his dad Alonzo's has played a lot of football here in Sault Ste. Marie for the Sault Steelers for a number of years. And Davion, it's nice to see him getting a chance. I mean, he has the sky's the potential for what he can accomplish on the football field.
Well, yeah, look, I went to high school with his dad, Alonzo, and I played with Alonzo for years on the Steelers. Alonzo grew fast. He was early at his height. Probably grade 10, he's as tall as he is now. But people always forget, too, when Nathan Gazzetti broke the city 100-meter record, that was Alonzo's record that he broke.
Good point.
There's some good genetics when it comes to speed and running in that family.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I mean, he is just a tough runner, too. So, we knew he'd get some reps out here. He's quite the player. And, teams are lucky to have 2 good quarterbacks, right? And this Sault Sabercats team right now has 2 good quarterbacks.
And a room full of guys who can play quarterback that have all different skills.
100%.
You can have a different package for each one if you wanted to.
Koch Emilio's played quarterback. Provenzano's played quarterback. Lots.
They also have Landon Chariot, who's not here today.
Yeah.
He's in that QB room as well.
Oh, and there's Clark again, and he keeps it to the left side, and he's going to score. What a job by the left side of that offensive line, led by Cooper Woods and Daniel Foster. My goodness.
Yeah, and I wonder if we're going to see the Sabercats come back to that package a couple of times, because Peterborough really didn't make any adjustment or have any answer for him at quarterback on a couple of plays. And it definitely changes the way that you have to defend this offense when he's in there at quarterback.
No question at all. It's you look at that old line, and that old line is
We're missing a couple of them, right?
legit.
Oh, there we go. The swinging gate again.
Yeah. Well, I think anytime you're going to give one-on-one coverage on Vin from there, and there's Prov again to the outside.
Easy.
Nice and simple. Yeah. Teams are going to have to adjust for that as they go. But, I mean, again, Vin, you can run that one-on-one and have Vin run posts all day long or quick slants all day long.
Yeah, and I'm coming from how do I fix this problem perspective as a coach. I'm wondering how many of these guys from this Peterborough team are having to play both ways here today.
Yeah.
And the reason I ask that is how many of these guys have gotten to go to the sideline and talk to their coaches about how they're going to address that swinging gate play yet, right? If these guys haven't left the field yet, there's not a lot of adjustments that can be made until halftime.
Yeah.
And we're really not seeing any adjustment or reaction from Peterborough when they do go into that package.
Yeah, you're right. They looks like they came down here with not a full roster, and again, we know it's a long ride. We do them all the time up here, but we definitely appreciate Peterborough showing up, and we appreciate the coaches and the players who made the long trip up here. Football up here in the Sioux is a massive deal, and we've had some success up here over the last few years. So, again, to get these games in, it's nice for us to get to play in front of the home audience.
And to talk about our later game, people who aren't aware, this city has had so much success in football that our AAA or our U18 team has been forced up to AAA.
Yeah, exactly. What a play there. Nice run. An initial contact was made by Caleb Layton, and so nice to see. Or sorry, that's 82? That was Kalen Nels, I believe, on the initial contact.
And for those who aren't familiar with Sioux's background with football, for a city of 75,000 people, we have always produced above our weight when it comes to talent. Have our own CJFL team now that's about 40% homegrown players. The Steelers have won national championships. The varsity Sabercats were off to 2 AA provincial championships in the last 3 years. That's why they've been asked to go up to AAA now. And this junior varsity program has been a great gift for the Sabercats program since we introduced it.
Yeah.
Because it's helped players in grade 9 and 10 get meaningful experience in games against other rep teams across the province. Whereas when we were in high school, in grade 9, you had to sit and wait your turn until you were the older kid.
That's right. So it looks like Muzz is back out there again for the kick. Looks like that's Fox Theobald back to return along with Quentin Brooks, I believe. Muzz again gets a little bounce there, and it's picked up. Nice play by Brooks to pick that up. Oh my goodness, and what a hit by number 46. Do we even have a 46?
It might be one of the written in ones here.
Kaldma led that off. I think it was a 46 who made that hit. Either way.
Well, there were a couple of cats that got in on that one. I mean, they did more harm to themselves than him at the end of the day. It was a collision from different angles. But we talked about just a few minutes ago, this defense and this special teams unit, they're flying around for the Sabercats. Like this group loves to be physical. They love contact, and they love squaring you up for solo tackles. We also have seen them do a great job group tackling, but it's nice when you have this much talent where individuals can make plays like that on their own.
Absolutely. And, it's been, the offense has had a couple sustained drives, right? Give the defense a little bit of a breather as well. So 16-7 with 7:30 to play here in the second quarter. Porter from the gun. Motions to the left. Porter hands it off up the middle. And he's taken down by Ashton Neufeld. My goodness.
Well, he's timed up a
Oh,
couple of these blitzes perfectly, and this O-line just doesn't see it coming. And he chases this play down from behind. He didn't even blitz the front side of the play. He just chased them down, and he's made a couple of huge plays here. We talked about Desjardins having a good start in the first quarter. I think Neufeld is starting to enter that race for player of the game.
Ashton Neufeld is one of those players who absolutely has the potential to play at the next level. I know that's hard to say, when a kid's in grade 10, but he has the work ethic, the attitude, the size, and the ability. He can go as high as he wants in football. And there's a big throw to the outside again, and
Yeah, I think that's a right call,
yeah,
Tony. I mean, he ran
he
into
ran
the
into him.
defensive back who was also playing the ball, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of questions coming from Porter and I'm sure the sideline, but that's a good no call by this officiating crew.
Yeah, Reed Gordon was there, and Reed Gordon was running with the receiver, and that just happens, right? So
So it looks like
46 is Daniel.
Daniel Foster was
Yeah.
the individual who laid that hit on special teams. We want to make sure we shout out his name.
So here comes the punting unit here. So we'll see how this goes, as it looks like I said before, it looks like Porter's back to punt.
I would move up our returners here. I haven't seen
Yeah,
any evidence that their backup is capable of kicking that far yet.
especially with the wind, right?
And they have
Yeah.
two men on side here.
Yeah.
You have two men who might be looking to hit the ball in the flats.
And there's
Oh,
the high
bad snap.
Porter should just go down in the end zone here. Don't try it. Porter
Oh.
tries to kick it out.
And that went off a player and only got to about the 7-yard line.
Yeah.
So special teams, we mentioned it a couple of times, and I hate to keep harping on it. I don't think Isaac Kennedy's coming back into this game. And that has definitely changed the entire game plan for this Peterborough team, as they are not able to move the field on special teams.
Yeah, and you know what, Porter, I'm sure all the coaches will have a chat with him there, right? In that situation, just take the safety, give up the 2 points, get the 70 yards of field position back. Instead, you're going to give the Sault Sabercats the ball 1st and 10 from inside the 5-yard line. And it looks like they're keeping Clark out there.
And that's at least 2 short fields that the Sabercats have started with. I can't remember the first time we saw the backup punter out, but it's been good opportunities on offense every time the Sabercats have had a stop on defense.
Yeah. And there it is, Provenzano on the counter, and he's in. And he was let in by Ethan Elliott. I'm telling you, Ethan Elliott and Cooper Woods, they got them both playing on the left side. Both of those athletes are grade 9 players, and they're starting, for these Sabercats, which is incredibly impressive. And again, they're both St. Mary's boys, so it's nice to see them, get out there and performing at this level.
Yeah, it was a pull on that play too,
Yeah,
right? I
he
mean,
pulled,
that's
yeah.
at this age when you can get an O-line that can pick up the steps and run that effectively and are willing to work hard when it comes to pulling around the edge. That's going to open up a lot of things in your playbook.
Same play again. And Prov has to duck and dodge, and he does. And what a block again by Caldma. My goodness.
And I mean, what a cut by Provenzano.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like he walked right into the buzzsaw of that defense, and just a quick little cut left sets up his teammate for a block. Provenzano's almost making it look easy. I mean, the growth of this kid in the last 12 months is impressive.
Yeah, and Jaron Caldma, man, I'm telling you, I've always loved him as a football player, but watching him out here and watching him take such joy in blocking, that's what you love to see from a receiver. I'd love to see him get a couple extra touches here. He definitely deserves it for what he's doing out there. And you talked about Provenzano's growth. You got to keep in mind, right? The second, in November, he broke his collarbone pretty seriously in hockey, had surgery, and then they put in like a metal plate, and the plate actually broke. So he had to go back and have a second surgery on his collarbone. So he's had 2 surgeries in the last 6 months, and he's out here doing this still. So just a testament to his hard work and dedication. Nice kick there, right up the middle it goes, and it's taken. That's a nice return there by number 19, Jackson Smith, with a big hard run up the middle.
Well, if Peterborough's going to try to get back some of this ground that they've lost by losing Kennedy, having great special teams plays when you're returning is going to be one of the ways you can do it. shorten that field, try to give Porter less, less of an intimidating view downfield. Sometimes there is a mental block when you're way down in your own zone. You start to think about having to do too much. When you get a nice special teams play to start off a drive, maybe it gives your quarterback a little bit more aggressiveness.
Absolutely. So looks like Porter is setting them up. It's going to be first down and 10 Wolverines from their own 45-yard line. 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Porter takes the snap, hands it off up the middle. Oh, and what a play on the inside. That's number 93, Brady McLean. What a stop by Brady.
And somehow Luke Cady finds his way into that mashup too. For a guy his size, he finds a way to be in that scrum every time, eh?
Yeah, Luke Cady, I can't say enough good about him. Again, league MVP in junior football. And you want to talk about a kid who loves hitting, who loves football. Uh, you know, he just comes from a football family. Unbelievable kid. And again, that's another one with a really bright future.
Oh, Newfield again.
Yeah. What a play by Porter just to avoid all of that and get a few yards. And he's brought down by, I believe that's Ian D'Angelo on the inside. And Brock Biagini. There's a kid I've been dying to talk about. Brock Biagini. He's a grade 8 player playing in this league and starting, and another player who made Team Ontario as a grade 8, which is absolutely insane. So that both those right D tackle and the right D end are both on Team Ontario, and they're starting here for the right side of the Sabercats defensive line.
Yeah, and Biagini, another Sioux Steelers legacy child. His dad called him Beaker on the Steelers, had a long career. And now in grade 8, you're saying too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when you see him out there, he's one of the biggest kids on the field already.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's done growing at this point. So
yeah, he could be playing Sioux minor football, which is a pretty crazy thought when you really think about it. And
I hope that's not Porter.
It looks like Porter, yeah. So not exactly sure what it is, but we'll be back in a couple minutes' time here from Superior Heights and Sault Ste. Marie. Michael Porter able to walk off the field on his own power. Let's hope it's nothing too serious.
Well, I don't think it was. He was trying to go back in the huddle after that was over. Yeah. He didn't know he had to sit out for 3 plays now after taking a knee.
So the Wolverines, third down and 13. Looks like they're going to go for it.
Parker Vivian in at quarterback now.
Okay, Parker's in. We've seen Parker make some plays at wide receiver here today. Parker. He takes the snap. He fakes it, and it's a counter. And what a play by Desjardins. He didn't fool anybody. And Romani from the backside. Are you kidding me? Runs that play down. My goodness.
Those two players we've mentioned a lot already here today. And just amazing contained there by Desjardins. Not just to turn it in, but to finish the play himself and work around the block. And that's another turnover on downs for the Wolverines here.
Yeah, this defense is really coming, once again, like we talked about, right? Just a little bit of rust early on, like you can expect or like you should expect. Some of these kids, it's their first time playing at this level. So,
first time playing at home for the Sabercats,
that's right.
too. I mean, that's some nerves playing in front of your parents and your friends for the first time.
Big crowd here today, too. DeZardo back in the game. He takes it. He hands it off to Prov. And again to that right side. What a block by Dom yet again. And Prov just jumping over guys. And that's another gain of 25 yards to that right side. We mentioned him a few times. Those blocks by Dom on the outside are really making the difference in springing Prov.
Yeah, the one thing I love about watching Provenzano run the ball, he never gets to the second level and is thinking home run. You can see he's always thinking, how do I add another chunk? How do I add another chunk? And that play was a great example of it. He slows down, lets his block develop, kicks it outside, just looking for another 6, 5 yards. He's just a great patient running back, and he's just looking for a little bit more every time.
DeZardo takes it. He looks to his right again. Oh, and it's intercepted almost. Wow,
Oh,
wow. What a play by Hunter Thompson. The Sabercats went to the well a few too many times there. You know, I was expecting a little of the fake and then hit the go route on that, right? Because
yeah.
they've been breaking up on that quite a
But
bit.
you know what? Maybe that's a perfect indicator that you need to go to a screen slip here
Yeah,
in the next little
exactly.
bit.
The slip screen.
Because
Yeah.
they're starting to come after that play now.
What a play on the outside, though, by number 13, Hunter Thompson. My goodness. So here we go, 2nd down and 10. DeZerto takes it, hands it off to Prov again, and Prov to the right side. Doesn't have a lot of room there, and he's stuffed by number 13, Hunter Thompson, yet again.
Well, that's the first time we've really seen Provenzano not be able to get past the line of scrimmage, being, turned back inside right at the start of the play. He was maybe a little bit too patient there, tried to set up a block, but by the time he kicked it outside, the help was already on its way. But that's a testament to that D line and that contained for Peterborough. They finally found a way to slow him down for a play.
Yeah, you know, one thing I got to mention about Dom, too. I mean, not to pick on the poor kid, but he's so willing to do everything. And he's another kid that goes 100% all the time. And, you know, in our games this high school season, Dom averaged 3 holding penalties a game throughout the regular season. That's not an exaggeration either. You know, he really struggled with holding, and we worked and had to work and work and work with him. But he's really started to come along, and you know, he's learning when he needs to let go of blocks. And again, I think when the coaching staff goes back and watches the game tape, they're going to see, yeah, the O-line's been dominating, but Dom's had a huge block on every one of those big runs by Provenzano.
You know why I'd be okay with that as a coach? It's easier to teach technique than it
Exactly.
is to teach aggression.
Aggression,
And
yeah.
a running back who's willing to get in the dirty areas and
Yeah.
lay a block is something that you will work with and
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more, because you know, a lot of running backs are scared to hit, right?
you'll fix. Yeah, they throw their shoulder,
Yeah.
put their head down, wince when it
Yeah.
comes. Like, that's not what we're seeing from this young man.
And
He's new to football.
Absolutely. And the thing about Dom is he can hit too. My goodness, he can play anywhere. DeZardo now again from the gun, 3rd down and 12. He looks. He's got Dewar open. Oh, and he just overthrows Dewar. You know, they were just off there. Great play call though. You know, as Dewar sprung free and had a great opportunity, but it'll be 1st down and 10 now for the Wolverines, going left to right on your radio dial with 3:11 to go here. And it looks like Porter is hustling back into the game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Should be good to go. Like I said, he tried to go back in immediately after taking a knee, so I'm not shocked to hear that. Yeah, you want that one back if you're the Sabercats. You had that one set up. You knew that it was going to be open. Just maybe a little bit less air under it, and that's a perfect play call.
Oh, no. It looks like they're keeping
maybe
Viven in the game.
Oh, yeah, I see Porter over there on the sideline with his helmet off.
Viven takes the snap. There is a flag. He gets to the outside. He's tucking it and running. Oh, nice block on the outside by number 14.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a legal procedure just based on how it came out.
Michael Bevan with a nice block. And Parker Viven with a beautiful little play to the outside. We'll see what the flag is. The Sabercats are pointing that it's going against Peterborough, but it looks like they're going to pick the flag up. Yep.
Okay.
I don't know if for sure, but they just ran a player in, so I wonder if they had only 11 on the field that play.
Oh,
so
and then maybe they thought it was illegal.
That's right, so it wouldn't be an illegal formation because they had one less player. So Viven again at the cue. 3 receivers to his left.
3-minute warning here in the first half.
He's got Maximus Yitzma with single coverage on the right side. Viven takes the snap. Another flag. Oh, and what a tackle in the backfield. Deegan Desjardins again with the tackle.
I think the official's trying to figure out something here because this looks like they're trying to call illegal formation again, potentially. This D-line's just been so impressive in this game. One drive where we saw Peterborough able to move the ball consistently.
Yeah.
But other than that, when your line of scrimmage is just getting blown up on almost every play, there's not much you can do as an offense, especially when your starting quarterback and starting wide receiver are down now. It's going to be it might be a long day for this Peterborough offense, but we're hoping that this game can keep us entertained all day.
Yeah, and you know what the thing is it's not just 4, right? Like you look at their roster, they got 6, 7 guys that you can rotate in on that D line. So
it reminds you of Washington Commanders
a
couple years ago.
Yeah. Viven again at the cue, takes it, fakes it. He rolls right. He's got Desjardins all over him along with Neufeld, and he takes a shot there. My goodness.
Well, we got a competition for player of the game on this defense because we've named a couple of names that keep popping up, but Neufeld is definitely one. And not only is he hitting hard, his speed, I mean, Viven is a fast kid, and he got to the edge as quickly as anybody I've seen on this defense here today. For a linebacker to have that type of open field speed is impressive.
Yeah, you know, Neuf's a AAA hockey player growing up. He played all the way. Him and Regan DeSordo, both members of this team, you know, they both played AAA hockey and football all season, which isn't easy. And
not to be controversial, but that's a perfect argument against specialist players at this age.
I could not agree more, actually. And there's a big run by Prof, but we got our late flag. And we'll see. It's going to be a holding call against the Sabercats. I think I might have jinxed Dom there when I said that.
Well, you know what? If you keep springing touchdown runs all day, we'll give him a hold here.
Yeah. So that'll be again, I wasn't sure if it was on Dom, but he was in on the block. But again, you look at the right side of this offensive line. You know, you got Liberty, you got Sayers. I don't know if there's two better offensive linemen in the league when those two are really on their game and going, right?
It makes you want to see a counter left at some point today.
Yeah.
I want to see both of these big boys coming around the corner. I don't think any defense is going to stick their head into that play when you see those two guys turn.
And give Foster credit too, right? The center for this team, Daniel Foster. Regan back to pass. Oh, and they tried to run just a little, almost like a screen pass type to Provenzano as Liberty was out front there waiting to hit somebody.
Yeah, definitely a screen pass. That one's been installed in this offensive playbook for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
That time, I think the defense was almost as lost in the chaos as the offense. They just couldn't secure the pass.
Second down and long here. Again, though, you're looking across, and I'm surprised the Cats haven't tried to go deep with the receivers yet, right? They tried that one to Dewar. And here's Kaldma with a little pitch to the right side. And Kaldma takes it down, and he's still on his feet, and he takes it down inside the 15-yard line. What a run there by Jaron Kaldma.
Well, the Cats are starting to get to some other plays in their offensive playbook, having success with as much as they've had here today. It's given them options to start to incorporate some other weapons. It's nice to see Kaldman make a big play there and breaks at least 3 tackles on that one for a first down.
I love that they gave him the ball there, right? Love that play call. Give him the ball. He deserves it. He's been blocking his butt off. So Regan, again, from the gun. Provenzano lined up to his right. He looks, and there's that slip. And Regan just let that one go. Looked like they tried to run the slip there, but
I think it was just the slip route itself looked very nervous, and it wasn't really a sprint.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of made Regan DeSordo kind of pull it back and second guess whether he should throw it or not.
Yeah, good defense there by Peterborough as they were ready for that. So second down and close to goal for the Sabercats. DeSardo's got Prov right behind him. And there it is again. There's that play. And Dom with another kick-out block, but nice tackle again by number 10 on that one. Landon Levesque. He steps up and makes the stop.
Yeah, another good defensive play on the edge by this Peterborough team that's starting to do a better job at contain. It's really between the tackles and the undercut inside the tackles where Provenzano's getting a lot of opportunity in second level space.
Here they go. Clark back in the game, and Clark keeps it, and Clark just follows Cooper Woods into the end zone. My goodness. Cooper Woods, another outstanding young lineman here for the Sabercats.
Well, what a great day on the ground for this offensive line and for this running back room. Quarterback room too, I guess, especially when you include Clark in there. Sabercats got off to a shaky start on offense, but once they started to get the ground game moving, their confidence has only gone up as this game has continued on, and they're going to go to the swinging gate 2-point conversion look once again.
We'll see what the call is. Regan takes it. Regan looks. Regan again to the outside, and a little trickery there, and it's completed. Provenzano to Dom for the catch.
I wasn't really watching as closely as I needed to, but there's a chance that first throw was a forward pass and the second one was an illegal throw as a result. We don't have the instant replay here, but great play design nonetheless. I mean, they just continue to have different levels to this package every time that you think Wolverines might adjust. But even on that play, they could have run the exact same one. They had 3 old linemen with nothing in front of them in front of Provenzano.
Yeah, it's a little interesting to show all of that in the first game of the season, but again, you want to put stuff on tape for teams to kind of have to prep for.
Yeah,
and,
I mean,
how do you prep for everything? You can't, right?
If you're only running it on 2-point conversions,
right.
how's an opposing team gonna spend the time that they need to be ready for every
100%,
option off that?
Yeah. So it looks like Muzz back to kick yet again. Viven. And looks like James Moore, I believe, back deep. Muzz, that's a better kick. Muzz, that's what he can do, and it's taken there. And he's hit hard by number 54, Matteo DeLuzio. That's another grade 9 football player, DeLuzio. My goodness, can he play? He can hit, and he is an absolute monster out there.
I mean, I just love that there's no shortage of that type of kid on this team right now.
Problem
it's
is
really fun to watch this team fly around.
He's playing behind Neufeld, so it's it's a little tough to get on the field when that's happening, right?
Hey, if the internal competition in your own position group at practice is the hardest competition you have all year,
absolutely,
that's going to produce some studs.
So 1:11 to go here in the first half. The Wolverines take it. I believe that's Viven still out there at quarterback. He takes it. He hands it off right up the middle. Nice run there by, I believe that's Landon Levesque, number 10, or was that McFadden
it was
again?
10,
Sorry.
I believe, yeah.
It looks like 10, but I think it's McFadden, to be honest.
Let's take a closer
look. Oh, yeah,
here.
it is 10, sorry.
You know the other thing I love about that swinging gate play, Coach?
Yeah.
If you use that as a goal line package,
first of all,
teams are never going to prepare for that any other week other than having to face you. So they're not going to be good at it.
Yeah.
Plus, it empties out that box on the goal line, which is the complete opposite of what you expect to happen.
Absolutely. Viven again calling out a play after that gain of 3. Takes the snap. He looks to throw. Little out route there, and that was a great route by Maximus Yitzma. But again, Parker just kind of underthrew him there. But again, Parker's not the starter out here. He's just getting probably put into a tough situation, and he's looked pretty good out here considering what the position he's been put in.
Yeah, I think no matter how this game goes, what the scoreline is, that coaching staff's going to give a lot of kudos to Viven at the end of this game for stepping up in a role that he's probably not super prepared for. And it's a tough spot to be under center in any
100%.
football game.
Parker directs traffic. He puts Bevan in motion right. He looks to throw. Oh, and what a play again by Desjardins as he knocks that one down. Man.
That play has some scars here in this city.
Yeah.
Historically, it's good to see that play was called correctly.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that one gets missed and that causes some chaos.
Yeah, it can. Yep. So the Sabercats with an opportunity here to extend the lead. They're already up 32-7. So big opportunity with 34 seconds to go here. They got Deserto at quarterback. Provenzano lined up behind him, 3 receivers to his left. He takes the snap. He looks to his right, and he throws it up. And it's in and out of the hands of Vin Volpe. Sagal, what an opportunity there by Vin.
I think Volpe Sagal just didn't expect that ball to actually make it to him. That DB jumped up and just went over his fingertips. And maybe it caught him by surprise that it started to come down in his arms.
What a throw there too, right? Right on the money by Regan. Dropped that in there beautifully.
Well, I love that the Sabercats are taking their shots downfield here and there, using the run game and the short stuff to set up opportunities in the deep thirds.
Dewar isn't even covered on this side if they run a go. Provenzano again with a big run. Oh, a nice protection. And what a block by Dewar. My goodness. Holy cow. Oh, my goodness. Dylan Dewar absolutely destroyed the Wolverines player and sprung Provenzano. Wow. You want to talk about a little guy with some pop. That's the block of the game right there.
Well, look, 20 seconds left. Sabercats find themselves in plenty of time here with just 5 yards left to go to add here before half. And I keep coming back to it, but I really think it was the changing moment of this game. Isaac Kennedy going out for this Peterborough team, even if he was just a punter kicker, it's impacted this game in a massive way. Peterborough's either had to choose to go for it in their own end on third on multiple occasions, or their punts have just been very, let's be honest, like not very good punts. So they've had to make some compromises, and it's given the Sabercats a lot of short fields to play with on offense. We got a bit of a timeout here, so maybe we'll take a short break.
Yep,
we'll be right back in a minute.
All right, here we go. 20 seconds to go, and we got a quick whistle here. It looks like one of the coaches is halfway out onto the field calling. I'm not sure if he's calling a timeout or.
No, he was out to check on it, or he was out there for the timeout. But
yeah, looks like he. So he's off. So Regan now takes it. Regan rolls to his right. Regan throws it into the end zone. And what a catch on the outside by number 85, Zyler Doherty, with a beautiful snag as he just picked that one off, or picked that one right out of the air in a terrific throw there by Regan. That's Regan's strength, in my opinion. Regan throwing on the run. You get him on the run, and he throws the ball unbelievably, in movement. He's just unreal with that arm, and it's hard to teach kids to do that, but he just does it naturally. It's incredible. Again, just a little post to Vin, but that one didn't connect. So with 13.5 seconds to go here in the second quarter, it's 38-7.
Yeah, and my apologies to our touchdown sponsor for today. It's our first week on the field, too, so we're just getting back into the routine of things. But we've missed Atlas Auto Parts a couple of times here today, our touchdown sponsor for the day. We'll make sure that we get to you a couple of times here. I think that there's going to be more to come. But thank you, Atlas Auto Parts, for our touchdown sponsor throughout the season. We're very happy that you're on board. Also got a couple of other sponsors here for that we want to mention. We get a couple of other names out there. So the stream's brought to you by Cosmos Cleaning and Maintenance, TDS Consulting, Algoma Thunderbirds Athletics, Cosmos Cleaning and Maintenance, the Algoma District School Board, the Huron Superior Catholic District School Board, Casey Security Services, and Saultsports Clips.
Yeah, we really appreciate the sponsorship. It's a lot of work to bring these games to you guys. So if you're interested in some sponsorship opportunities, please reach out to Jay Houselander at Saultsports. So the Sabercats up 38-7. Mazuka with another nice boot, and it's taken by Moore, and Moore able to return it, and he gets taken down. Another hard hit. That looked like Russell Pine yet again. That's not a surprise to me when I see Russell Pine with a big hit.
Well, you love the tackling you're seeing from this Sabercats team. I mean, just been the story the entire first half. They love to hit. They fly to the ball. They obviously have great lane discipline on special teams because they keep squaring guys up. That only happens if all your teammates are in the right place too. So great job, especially on special teams here today. Really love the receivers and running backs on this offense and how they've been blocking. The defensive line has been absolutely dominant, so have the linebackers. There's a lot to like from this performance here today from the Sabercats in the first half.
8.1 seconds to go. Parker in the gun. Two receivers lined up. Three receivers to his left, one to his right. And he's going to throw it up. And it's picked by Katie. Katie takes it. And Katie's tracked down from behind. Nice tackle by Mikey Bevan. So that'll do it here for the first half with the Sault Sabercats with a 38-7 lead. I'm Tony Bonifero, joined alongside with Johnny Bouge, Jay Houselander in studio, and Chris Carr on a chair. We'll be back in about 10 minutes' time with second half action here from Superior Heights Field in Sault Ste. Marie.
Live.
Welcome back to Superior Heights Field here in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. I'm Tony Boniferro, joined alongside Johnny Bouge, Jay and Shaw Houselander in studio, and Chris Carr on a chair. Looks like the Sabercats are going to receive the second half kickoff. Just your thoughts, John, so far on what we've seen so far.
Well, from Sabercats' perspective, the offense got things figured out here today. The run game was great. Everyone's participating on the offense when it comes to blocking, receivers, running backs. O-line's doing a great job. Short kick here.
Nice little return there by number 47, Luke Evans.
On defense for the Sabercats, they're flying around. They're doing a great job tackling. There's a lot of great solo tackles happening, which, you'd love to see team tackling, but if it's not necessary, that's a nice bonus. The D-line's been great. They're rotating guys in and getting great penetration. From Peterborough, we saw some good flashes early on, but they've had some key injuries here in the first half that I think have really impacted their ability. We've mentioned Isaac Kennedy a few times. That was their punter and their kicker. They haven't been able to flip the field or get any kind of relief on special teams. So the Sabercats have gotten a lot of short fields now.
Yeah, we were just informed by the officials that we will be going straight time for the rest of the game. As Provenzano again takes a handoff up the middle. Nice job. He finally gets touched after about 6 or 7 yards. And credit again to number 13, Hunter Thompson, who's had a heck of a football game here for this Wolverines defense.
Yeah, another key injury that we noticed, Michael Porter, the quarterback that started the game for the Wolverines, saw him walking off without his shoulder pads at halftime. He was walking around fine and seemed in fine spirits, but he was nursing his right wrist by the looks of it. So it doesn't seem like they're going to have their starting quarterback for the second half either.
Yeah, it's a big loss here, and Deserto hands it, and it's taken there by Chillman, and Chillman with a big run to the left side. That's Talda Chillman, again, another young man who's played football a number of years, and he's gotten progressively better the older he's gotten, and he's got a ton of potential again, and he's grown a lot too over the last 6 months to a year. So again, nice to see Chillman out there getting some action and getting some reps and getting an opportunity to show what he can do at the next level.
Yeah, and I also love that the Sabercats are in a position here today to start getting different weapons and options involved in the offense, getting different guys touches, rewarding them like we were mentioning before. There's been some great blocking in space by the receivers and running backs. So just spreading the ball around, getting different opportunities and touches and different weapons' hands. It's good experience for everybody for late in the season.
No question. And we got an injury here, I believe.
That was number 32 by the looks of it, but he got up on his Seamus Bayan.
Yeah, Seamus, another big kid. He looks like he was able to walk himself off, which is good. So the clock continues to run. We got a timeout here, it looks like, by the Wolverines as they're having a discussion here with the officials. I believe that's a timeout.
I'm not sure at this point.
Well, you know what? We'll get to our sponsors again quick here because we really do appreciate all the support. So go ahead,
just
John.
because we missed a couple of touchdown sponsors here today, we'll just give Atlas Auto Parts an extra shout out. Thank you for being our touchdown sponsor for the season. We also have our stream brought to you by Cosmos Cleaning and Maintenance, TDS Consulting, Mama Cass Cheesecakes, Steve Resk and Matthew Lance of Royal LePage, Northern Advantage, Dance Core Incorporated, GLM Homes, and Freeze Frame Photos, our good friend Bob Davies.
Yeah, we appreciate all the sponsors, and Dance Core Inc. is a new sponsor for us, so we really appreciate them. And speaking of Dance Core Inc., there's Dylan Dewar with a big run up the middle, as that's run by his mom, Sandra Dewar. So we thank her for her sponsorship. And you know what, John? Maybe get you out to a couple dance classes someday and check out those feet. We know you got some good feet.
I don't think anybody wants to see it happen, though. That's the only issue. It's the visual that's the problem.
Yeah. DeZardo, again, takes the handoff. Or takes the snap, hands it off to Dewar. Dewar with another big run. And again, Dom with a big block on the outside. My goodness. We talk about guys who are blocking, and we've seen them reward, guys for blocking like Caldma. it'd be nice to see Dom get a touch here on the offensive side. Obviously, he did catch the 2-point play earlier, but yeah, like to your point earlier, it's hard to teach. You can't teach aggression, right?
No,
So,
a kid just has to
yeah,
discover it.
yeah.
And once they do, it's almost like it never goes away. And it's nice when they're at this age and they discover it so early because it really helps their development really early on.
Regan with the snap again up the middle of the Dewar. Dewar follows that monster offensive line. You know, Dylan Dewar, I can talk a lot about him too. You know, I've coached all the Dewars, and you know his cousins Mitch and brother Jared. They both had great careers down at Cora, and Dylan ends up coming to St. Mary's, and you know, let us help lead us to a city championship this year, like you talked about. And he's one of those kids that can do anything out on the field, and you know, yes, coach, no coach. He always, you know, he'll do whatever the team needs him to do. So nice to see him getting some success out here. And there's another catch by Vin to the outside. And what a block by number 86. Man, Chilman sprung that just like Caldma did before. And now Chilman getting some reps. And what a block on the outside.
Yeah, and a little bit of redemption for Vin Volpe Sagal, too. He had that deep ball in the corner of the end zone to our left here early in the game that just slipped through his hands. Gets himself on the majors board. That must feel good to add to this day for this offense. Everyone's gotten involved. I mean, that's just the most impressive part of it so far to me is that it's a great opportunity for this coaching staff early in the season to get a lot of guys touches and opportunity. You know, unfortunately, it's at the expense of the Wolverines who traveled probably, I would guess, 10, 11 hours
Yeah.
to be here today, but and also have suffered some significant injuries. But from a local perspective, this is everything that the Sabercats needed here today after that 6-6 drumming and defensive showdown their first week on the road.
Yeah, again, like we've talked about numerous times, right? The expectations for this team are through the roof. They have a ton of talent. They're a young team. So, again, this is, you know, and again, first quarter, give Peterborough some credit, right? Peterborough came out. They got out to an early lead on the Sabercats, a 7-0 lead. And, you know, they looked really good early on. They looked like the better team in the first quarter, but again, this is their third game. This was the Sabercats' first start, so you know, a little bit of nerves there, which you would expect as Deserto's on to hold the extra point by Muzz, and Muzz drains that one. So showing again that they can kick the extra points as well. And again, the Sabercats, the story has been once they found their groove and once they found their niche, they've been able to really take it to this Wolverines team.
Yeah, and I mean, the story of this offense all day, and we've touched upon it, but like you and I both were pseudo blocking roles for most of our careers, if not,
Yeah.
you know, fully blocking at the end of my career. I love when I see 11 guys on the field who don't have the ball in their hands that are contributing to the plays downfield by getting aggressive, committing to their responsibility to get their players or their teammates some blocks. That's been the fun part about watching the Sabercats offense here today is how everyone on that group and that unit is hardworking in space.
Yeah, no question. They, you know, it's been a really good performance. And Coach Monaco, you know, Coach J Rob, Coach Dylan Monaco, they all got to be real happy with kind of what they're seeing here so far. I see here on the stat sheet it says interesting observation I just made that it says Sault Sports cameraman Chris Carr is also the acting equipment manager for the Sault Sabercats. So I'm not sure how that works. How can the equipment manager be sitting up here in the booth eating pizza? I
It's
don't know
like,
how.
you know, those honorary degrees they give
Oh,
out in universities? I think it's like that.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's the best analogy. So here we go. The Sabercats, Mizuka to kick it off, and Muzz with a nice boot. It's picked up there by I believe that's Levesque again, and Levesque with a nice little return to the outside. What a tackle!
Well,
Man,
you
I'd
know,
love to see who made that. Was that number? Was that Caldma again, or was that Koch? That might have been Koch on the tackle. Yeah, nice tackle there by Martino Cochemilio.
well, once again, this kickoff team's had good lane discipline. You can tell by the fact that they're getting solo tackles. It means that their teammates are setting them up to have success. they tried to get outside on that. The contain was great. So special teams has certainly not been a complaint here for the Sabercats so far today. And they've definitely turned that to their advantage, especially with the losses to injuries that the Peterborough Wolverines have been dealing with.
Parker.
Keep wanting to say Peterborough Pizza.
I know. Parker takes the snap. He pitches it out again to Levesque, and Levesque has, a little pass play there. What a play by the Wolverines, and it's caught by Boys, Graydon Boys, but what a play by Levesque. Levesque was able to avoid 3 or 4 different tackles. He was able to get the throw off, and great job by Boys to catch that one.
Well, you know what the crazy thing is we know that he's no better than the third string quarterback
Yeah,
on
that's
this
right.
team.
That's right.
But on that play, with pressure and being forced to the sideline off his back foot, is able to hit Grayson Boys downfield. And great job by Grayson to settle himself down and come back to the ball as well.
Yeah, nice play there by the Wolverines. First down and 10 for Peterborough from the Sabercats 53-yard line. And there's a fake to the outside, but Romani just swallows that one up, and he gives Parker no room to move.
Well, if we had to give a defensive player of the game award out today, I think we would have a long and drawn-out process of trying to figure
we'd
out
have a debate over that.
Because that's another kid who's been in that conversation today is Mason Romani, just flying off that edge, doing a great job with contain, not getting drawn in by the window dressing in the backfield on the play action. Another big loss of play there for Peterborough. Now about 22 yards to go, it looks like.
Yeah, second and long. Parker takes the snap. He looks to his right. Now he looks to his left. And there he is. He's got McFadden in the flats. And another nice stop by number 23. I don't see a 23 on our roster, unfortunately. I know sometimes they have to
help with that one.
Yeah, sometimes they got to change up some numbers. So that's unfortunate because that was a beautiful play.
Yeah, we're starting to see some different players getting on the field here as the clock continues to run straight time here in the third quarter.
So another first down for the Wolverines. Parker Viven again at the quarterback position. Takes the snap. He looks right, or looks left, throws right. Another completed pass, and it's brought down again by number 23, Bishop.
So yeah, I like what that play tells you about this defense because we talked so much about how the tackling's been great. We've seen a lot of solo tackles, which speaks to the talent of the players on that field. But if you can't make the solo tackle, you just hang on and let your teammates come and finish the job for you. Some good team tackling on there. It's good to know that this defense is also committed to that as well because we really haven't seen them need it so far today.
Yeah. Nice little drive here by the Wolverines. 25 seconds to go here in the third. Viven again takes it, and he pitches it out again to McFadden, and McFadden's taken down yet again by Deegan Desjardins after a short gain.
Yeah, I think we need to spend a little bit more time giving Viven some credit here today. Was not expecting to play quarterback today. Obviously, the playbook becomes more restricted when that's the case. But he must be a great leader on this team because he hasn't shown an ounce of nervousness. He's been very confident. The plays that he is running, although they're simplified, he's running them as if he's been running them all season long. So maybe it's either preparation or maybe it's just good leadership from a player who stepped up for your team. Oh, I don't know why that was not a full start.
Viven back to pass again. And more pressure up the middle. And he's finally brought down by number 96, I believe. Is that Brock Biagini? What an effort by Biagini. Again, an easy kid to root for out here. Again, that's that grade 8 athlete. And that's going to be first down and 10 for the Sabercats as we start the fourth quarter after the turnover on downs.
I think Biagini's going to be a problem in the
Yeah,
future.
yeah,
That you're going to have to allocate some double teams to that kid as he grows,
yeah. I
because
know.
he's already a big kid.
Yeah, I know. It's we were trying to, obviously I coached in Sioux Minor football up here too, and we were trying to game plan about how the heck we would ever block him, and we quickly came to the realization there is no blocking him at
Well, I
that
mean,
level.
he's
So,
grade 8 and he's
yeah,
big, and he's not just big. We just saw there he
yeah.
moves for
Oh
his
yeah,
size too. You don't
yeah.
get that very often.
And he's got hands. He can catch. He can play anywhere on the
Oh,
field. He's he's a special talent. He reminds me of Panay Sewell in a lot of ways from the Lions. Clark again with a big run up the middle, and Clark, see you later, I would think. Oh my goodness, what an effort! And he fumbles. What a job by number 13, Hunter Thompson. I love Hunter Thompson's game today, man. He hasn't given up at all on plays. And Hunter Thompson ran that one down from about 30 yards, and he stopped Clark, and not only stopped him, but he stripped the ball. What a play there.
you know what? I want to give some credit to Kalen Nels as well. When that ball came loose, he jumped in there and he body checked a Peterborough player out of the way before he could recover it inbounds. So I think that's why the Sabercats still have the ball, but we also got an injury here, so I think we might take a break.
Yeah, we'll be back in a couple minutes' time here from Superior Heights and Sault Ste. Marie. Yeah, that's Thompson being helped off. Really unfortunate to see after that effort. So the Sabercats have the ball on the 11-yard line, first down and 10, with 10:23 and counting on the clock. Clark still in the game back there for the Sabercats. Keegan Thompson now in the game for the Sabercats. Keegan Thompson, number 45, coached him in Sioux Minor football, and one of my favorite kids, man. He played fullback for us, and I'll talk a little bit more about him in a second as Clark looks, and Clark just flings it to the outside, and it's caught. And what a hit by the cornerback. I believe that was 32, Seamus Bahan, with a big hit. Nice catch, though, on the outside. I couldn't, tough to see the number. It looked like 38, but I don't know if we have a 38.
Yeah, and I'm just going
Or
to
88?
correct that injury update just in case mom and dad are listening at home. It was Lucas Cornish who went off.
Oh, okay, sorry. Cornish, yeah.
Not Thompson.
Okay. I believe that was Owen McLeod with the catch on the outside. Clark again has it. He's got Dewar behind him. Thompson over to the right, and there he goes. Dewar with a good hard run. Nice tackle by number 52, Liam Nolan. But yeah, Keegan Thompson again with another big block there. He played a little offensive guard this year for Cora in junior, and he's one of those kids. He will do anything that the team wants, and I know Coach Booch is going to be happy with him over at Cora, as he is a unbelievable young man and a great talent. Here's Clark again. Clark with the keeper this time, right up the middle. And what a stop by number 10, Landon Levesque, who's had a really good game on both sides of the field here, on both sides of the ball, for the Wolverines. A little bit of pushing and shoving after that play, but it was close to a first down. I'm not sure. Or
It
was that a
looks like
turnover on
turnover
downs?
on
Oh, it was
downs,
a
it looks
turnover on
like.
downs. He must have not got the first down, so he was just a little bit short. So nice play there by the Wolverines defense, and it'll be first down and 10 for the Wolverines from their own 3-yard line.
Yeah, Levesque looking like he's about one of 3 players that are being asked to play both ways here today. Although he looks like he's coming off here to maybe get a break. But yeah, I mean, there's been a couple of players that have still been really impressive for Peterborough from our perspective. Unfortunately, like I said, injuries have impacted them here today. It's limited their playbook and their ability to go with the game plan that they probably came in here with. But we need to emphasize how appreciative we are, because we know how long that trip is, because we have to make that trip every second week. So
Yeah.
coming up here when it's not a thing that you're accustomed to, we always appreciate when teams do give us an opportunity to get a nice home game and a good gate, as that is a pretty big part of our program up here, is the attendance that we get and how that helps our program afford all that travel.
And you mentioned the Peterborough Petes before. I mean, the rivalry with the Greyhounds between the Sioux and Peterborough, dates itself all the way back to the Memorial Cup days way back, 93 and the Super Series and things like that. And, they're always going to be attached. As what a play there to get out of it is Parker. And Parker gets out of the end zone. What an effort. But what a play by number 46. Oh, there he is. Daniel Foster with a big stop there, along with Bishop, number 23.
Yeah, great athleticism by Vive. I mean, we knew he was an athlete when he came in to play quarterback here today. He's been a weapon on this offense earlier in the game, and now definitely stepping up and doing what he needs to do for his team here, far away from home, keeping this team focused and fighting on offense. I know defense for Peterborough's probably a bit tired out at this point. They've just seen so many different running weapons from the Sabercats that continue to grind away at them, but be nice to get Vive and some experience here under center if they do not get Porter back next week.
Yeah, it's good experience, like you said, for everybody here, as he again runs to the outside, puts a little move, but nice breakdown again by Luke Cady.
And just based on how things have gone here for the last couple of quarters, they don't have a punter that they can run out there, so they're probably going to go for it here despite being deep in their own zone.
Yeah, I don't even mind giving up a safety here, right, if you had to. So Connor Williamson out there again for the Sabercats, number 36. Another outstanding young player, plays for Cora. Him and his brother, both outstanding football players in his own right. He reminds me a lot of Luke Cady, right? Both a little bit smaller in stature, but my goodness, there's not a tackle that Williamson won't put his nose in there after.
Oh!
And what a play there. My goodness, that's Matteo DeLuzio for
Yeah,
you,
there
okay?
you go.
That's what I mean. Matteo is an absolute animal out there, and he's another player who has all sorts of potential, and my goodness, he's an absolute animal.
Well, he almost made one of the most impressive plays of the day by far. The only thing that stood in his way was Landon Levesque, who probably is giving up 40 to 50 pounds on him, but put his head in there, gave his quarterback time to escape and throw it away, but it still will be a turnover on downs here.
Yeah, so clock's running, 4:46 to go, and yeah.
And sorry, I don't know if we explained the reason we went to straight time. Generally speaking, if there's a 35-point differential in the score going into the second half, the league does ask that it goes to straight time. But if a team's also struggling with depth and bench and attrition and they're having a hard time on the road, it's definitely a player safety thing as well. We don't want this team that's stressed out being forced to.
Yeah, absolutely. And now Clark again with a quick flip to the outside. It's taken by number 84. Anthony Charters with a nice little play there. Great tackle yet again by Hunter Thompson.
And if you're a parent listening at home, you have to appreciate Peterborough's coach, making that decision. It wasn't quite 35-point
That's right.
difference at half, but
it's a classy move.
it was a coach putting his players' best interest and safety at first, especially so far away from home.
Clark hands it off right up the middle to number 35. I believe that was 35. Robert Zagoric. Oh, geez, we got some flags there late. Didn't see what happened.
Who scored them?
35, Rob Zagoric with the touchdown. Good hard run there up the middle again. The same play, right? But again, you look at this offensive line. Ethan Elliott kind of led the way there. We'll have to see what the call is. I believe it was after the touchdown. So,
and what a gift it is to have a good old line on the run game.
Yeah.
You can get different guys in who maybe don't have a lot of reps at running back, but they can still get experience and get some good opportunities to practice their vision at the second level when they can get there, no matter who's in the backfield, it really seems like today.
So we'll see.
Okay, well, we're going to go to a quick break here.
Oh, yeah, they got a man
injury
down.
timeout.
That's right. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Thanks. Welcome back here to Superior Heights. We're going to let John just thank a couple sponsors one more time. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, our touchdown sponsor today was Atlas Auto Parts. Like I said, we'll make sure that we're mentioning you after touchdowns, but we wanted to give you as many shout-outs after we remembered as possible. We also have stream brought to you by Cosmos Cleaning and Maintenance, TDS Consulting, Algoma Thunderbirds Athletics, Algoma District School Board, Huron Superior Catholic District School Board, KC Security Services, and Saultsports Clips. And with that last delay, the straight clock has run out, and this game will come to an end.
Yeah, that'll make the final 51-7 in favor of the Sault Sabercats. So, again, we'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. We appreciate the continued support here for youth athletics in Sault Ste. Marie. If you're interested in sponsoring and helping us out, please reach out to Jay Houselander at Saultsports. I'm Tony Bonifero, joined alongside Johnny Bouge, Jay and Shaw Houselander in studio, and Chris Carr on a chair. We'll be back at 7 o'clock for varsity action here from Superior Heights Field in Sault Ste. Marie. Thanks again for tuning in.